Alright, gang, patch 1.8. Patch 1.8 coming September 23rd. As y'all know, I do not have a PC. I'm recording this bitch on my laptop. So me scrolling might be a little slow, might be a little laggy like that. That's okay. We can look forward to new skins, balancing changes, heroes, items, and bug fixes. Bet. Dude, this Quang skin is hard. It's hard as fuck. It's hard. Damn. It's hard with the helmet on and off, gang. I like the headband. The headband is tough. I don't know. I think I like it with the helmet on. Because he kind of looks like a different character a little bit. That's just rare. That skin is tough. I really like that. That's a really good skin. Another Victorious bundle. I'm not really worried about the bundle. I ain't gonna hold you. I do like the black and gold aesthetic. Not too concerned with the bundle though. I'm probably not buying it. I like it though. It look nice. Balance changes, general. The end base regen. The regen you get, when you leave the base, they changed it last patch where you still heal afterwards. They nerfed it to 1.5 seconds. That's not bad. I don't think it needed. Hello? I don't think it needed to be changed. Not bad though. Frequently players accidentally leaving their base without fully restoring their health and mana. However, this added time saved while leaving the base has contributed to the feeling of opponents being able to reset during the lane too quickly. Yeah, I understand that. I definitely understand that. We'll see how it goes. Not sure if it was necessary, but we'll see what it looks like in game. Are they gonna? No, they increased it back to 8 seconds. Gang, no, bruh. Fuck, people really didn't like this. I love this change. I think this was fantastic. Damn, bro. That sucks. That definitely sucks. I really like the 6 seconds. Maybe I'm alone though. Maybe most people preferred it 8 seconds. Maybe most people preferred long as fuck. That long ass recall. Damn, that's unfortunate for me. Sleep cooldown decreased from 90 to 80 seconds. Okay. There are a lot more objectives on the map, so I'm okay with that. I like to have the hunt up more often. I'm definitely okay with this. With the addition of the seedling, shaper, and mini jungle stuff under difficult to have their hunt available to them. Yeah, I'm definitely okay with that. That's a good change. The seedling gold decrease. Quality of life change. Reward CS increased. Okay. XP decrease, damage decrease. Post damage decrease. Yeah, that's fine. It does less damage, so it's easier to kill, but it gives less gold and XP. That's okay. That's a decent change. Because 120, that's a lot of gold. Plus 20 per level. That's a lot. That's a lot of gold per level. Per level game. So if you're like level 10 and the shaper's still there, the seedling is still there, bro. That's an extra 200 gold, bro. 320 gold. Just for killing that. That's a shit ton of gold. So I'm definitely okay with that. I'm okay with that decrease. That's team altering gold, bro. That's the difference there. That's a good change. I'm satisfied with that. The shaper's receiving some changes. Respawn time increase from 240 to 315. Global gold decrease. Reward CS decrease. That's okay too. That's good. Shaper did feel like it was up pretty often. And that's a shit ton of gold for how easy it is to kill compared to like Primal and War Prime. And it's global gold. Well, it's always global gold, but still. On to the heroes. On to the good shit. Aggron is receiving a range of balance changes, primarily aimed at rounding his gameplay loop to feel more satisfying, while tuning some of his stats to create a more tailored experience. Let's see what they're talking about. God damn. Okay, faster attack speed, more attack speed growth. These are just like quality of life changes. Nothing that's going to impact the game too intensely. It's just going to make Aggron feel smoother. He's going to feel a lot smoother with these changes. I'm okay with that. Mana decrease from 360 to 345. See, like 15 mana. Nothing crazy. It'll be noticeable for some people, but nothing crazy. This might be a little different. It is only 5, but when When you're running and you're like, damn, why is Acheron on my ass? There you go, bro. That's why he's on your ass. Bonus physical power scaling decreased for his basic attack. That's okay. Most people don't have a very high physical power scaling on their basic attack. He doesn't need it. He's more of a ability or on hit based character. Like augmentation. He's not really like a sky splitter. You know what I'm saying? Earthshaker. Hold on, let me close my door. Adventure Time shirt. Okay. Hellfire. Golly, look at these changes. Okay, more scaling for physical and magical, and the slow decreased. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. He doesn't need too intensive CC ability, but since they lowered his CC a little bit, they gave him a little more damage while also rounding it out by decreasing this slightly. Upping his scaling, lowering his base damage. Okay. The Pred stream is live right now. I'm not going to be watching that. I have to go to work here soon. That's fine though. I'm gonna try and put a little song track at the beginning of this. Just cause it's just me talking, bro. The Weblash, his secondary. Webshot damage increased. Scaling decreased. Oh my god. They decreased his scale around the board. Look at that. 80 to 60, 60 to 45. God damn. Fuck. They did increase its base damage, not by much, but they did. So fuck. That's a nerf right there, boy. That is a nerf. I don't care if they increased that bitch by 5 at all ranks. That is okay. They didn't. It's 45 to 70, 80 to 100, 150 to 160. Okay, the beginning damage is a huge change actually. That's actually gigantic amounts of damage difference right there. That's the amount of damage you would expect to either give you the kill or not early in the game. That's a good amount of damage there. We'll see how it feels with the scaling though. Still a nerf. Still a scaling nerf, regardless. Crushing Maul. His bite. His crunch, if you will. Damage increased. It scales later. You see that? 70, but 150, 180. I like that. That's a good ability to have. Killing an enemy minion or monster with Crushing Maul now grants 8 hunger stacks. Oh. Damn. Fuck. He's going to be an offlane demon with that shit. He's going to be an offlane demon. And it's now only at 40 mana. Yeah. His offlane just got buffed with this. This scaling isn't that big of a deal. It's not decreased by much. It's decreased by 5%. But it's heavily buffed in the late game. Heavily buffed in the late game. Early game with this is gonna hit really hard though. Arcus, while possessing great lane pushing strength, can sometimes struggle in the dueling apartment. Do I agree with that? Yes. He's not. He's a poker. He's not really like a. Most of the mages brawl and burst. I mean, and he doesn't really have that burst ability. He can definitely hurt though. He can definitely hurt if you get hit with the stun obelisk and fucking spam pelted. He can definitely hurt. But if you can't land that, he just loses. Like you burst poke him and walk away. Burst poke and walk away. He's definitely great at pushing that. What did they change? Damage changed. Okay, so it's stronger early game, weaker late game. And the projectile speed increased. Oh, I really like that change. That's really good for Argus. That's really good. Having more projectile speed on his fucking. That's gigantic. That's a huge deal. We'll see how it looks in game though. It's increased by 300. We'll see how it looks in game. Aurora's general mobility is high, but her ability to proactively engage into the enemy team is often diminished by the need to use her double jump and glacial charge to close the distance, leaving her with a large amount of downtime before she can get out. That's true. What do they change? Max health damage increased from 1% to... Okay, so they increased it by 0.5. per level. I would say I'm pretty sure that's her passive. Double Jump's current cooldown is now reduced by 3 seconds each time Aurora immobilizes an enemy hero. I like that. That's pretty good. It's not an insane change. It's not overpowered. It'll work with her ult and her her circle. So that's a decent change. It's not game breaking. It's a quality of life change, if you will. And the damage increased from her secondary. That's solid. That is solid. So they want to give her a little more cooldown and a little more damage for when she does go in. Because when she does go in, she's in. Like, she can't just walk away. She's in that bitch. So instead of giving her more cooldowns on like her dash, they give her a little more damage so she can stay there longer. Boris. Is Boris getting nerfed? The Boris is receiving some small shifts to his general output, with his inherent healing and chrono swipe damage taking a hit. Good nerf. Boris was a fucking menace. As much as I love the character Boris, I love Boris. He needed that shit. Reducing his ability to stick through a fight and kill his targets as quickly. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Often I felt too much. What? Too often I felt that I was just dead if Boris was around me. It was over. There was nothing I could do about it. So I like that. Mana increase, that's fine. Non-hero healing effectiveness decreased, good. Corner swipe. Power scaling decreased by how much? 50 to 45. 70%, 65. Not too much, but scaling is a tricky thing to nerf. Too much of a scaling nerf, and it's too much of a nerf, and too little of a nerf, and you won't notice it. So we'll see how this goes. You'll definitely see a damage differential though. Manage cost decreased. Bonus health damage increased from 30, 40, 50 to 30, 45, 60 on his ult. That's okay. I'm not really a fan of that. Don't think he needed that. Don't think he needed that at all. We'll see how it feels with this healing nerf and the chrono swipe nerf though. They didn't nerf his passive at all. So honestly, they didn't do too much. This ain't even a nerf. This is more like a shift. I mean, it does say a shift right here, but it also said this is taking a hit right here. We'll see how it goes. They don't want to make him pointless, you know. So I understand. Her blood will augment is getting nerfed. I never really used it, but I can definitely see it being good. If you played Smite, it was definitely great on Camazotz. So I can definitely see that being good. Contests are receiving some changes with the aim of increasing her viability in the mid lane without overly benefiting her jungle or offlane strength. That's okay. That's good. I like that. She's already strong in the offlane. She's already strong in the jungle. I can tell she struggles against mages in the mid lane, given she's, you know, given chance to use her old kit to go in. So that's okay. General, not too worried about general. It's usually nothing crazy, just kind of quality life. That's good for people versing her. That's good for her in the lane. You know what I'm saying? Nothing insane. Damage decreased on her Eventide. I don't know if you heard that. I just got a notification on my phone. Eventide is the ability that has the range. It has the range on it. So let's see. They nerfed it and they lowered its cooldown. That's fine. What did they lower it by? Ooh, they lowered it pretty good in the early game. I'm fine with that. And they only nerfed it. They didn't nerf it too hard. It's only by like 10. So with it having a flat mana cost and a lower cooldown, I'm okay with a 10 damage nerf. That's perfectly fine. It gives her more poke without her having to run out of mana 24/7. Blade Siphon nerf, that's okay. In the mid lane, the Blade Siphon would be really strong with the isolationist thing. So it's also not. It's only 5 damage. It's not insane nerf. She was pretty strong. Her ult cooldown changed from 120, 100 to 80 to 130, 170. That's good. I like that change. Her ult is really strong at all points in the game. So them nerfing it for the early game, I'm okay with that. 130 is a long time though, bro. That's 2 minutes. Okay, I guess it's not that long. I guess it's not that long. 2 minutes feels long as fuck though. Alongside some increases to her mana economy to offer Decker more freedom using her abilities, her status bomb is also receiving a small increase in its size. Okay, that's good. That's good for people who aren't very good at Decker like me. It'll be a little more fun to play her. Let's see, Drongo. Just a swipe quality of life. Projectile range increased. Projectile size increased. It's definitely a little hard to land the boomerang sometimes, so I'm okay with that. Fengmao. Damage dealt and taken decreased from 6 to 5%. That's okay. He was really strong with this augment. All of his augments are really strong actually, but in the offlane it definitely felt oppressive to just to box somebody and I just literally do less damage and take more damage just for fighting them. So I'm gonna keep with this 1% nerf. Greystone. The changes Greystone received a few patches prior to a lot of the strength out of his sacred oath, especially given the strength it possessed with the augmentation in the past. Now the augmentation has received some changes. Greystone could stand to receive a small damage boost to the ability. Yeah, that's fine. They slightly nerfed the damage of augmentation. I like that they gave it attack speed though. I'm sure augmentation is great on Greystone now. I'm sure it's great on Greystone. I like the changes they did to augmentation. I like how it feels right now. Let's see. Oops. Grim is receiving a small tuning to his augments to increase his diversity with system restore, seeing a drop in potency due to its general strength and safety in the lane. Ability cooldown reduction against heroes increased from 20 to 25. Didn't they nerf it last patch? Didn't they nerf it? Did they just rebuff it? 25% cooldown is great. That's 1/4. Really strong early game. I'm okay with this. I'm definitely okay with this. I didn't see this augment too often, but I can definitely see being in the hands of somebody devious on Grim. I can definitely see it being very annoying to go against. I can see it being insanely annoying in offlane, bro. Insanely annoying. Grex is consistently able to dominate the vast majority of matchups in the offlane and currently offers loaded downsides to the role. Some general reduction to his strength, especially the strength of his early lane, are needed to reduce his potency and give other heroes more room to shine in the lane. That's good. That's definitely good. Grex has always been kind of that character where it's like, fuck, I'm versing a Grex, bro. Fuck, I have to play this very specifically because I'm versing a Grex. Or I just have to eat cement. I just have to eat dirt and eat shit. Just shove my face into the dirt. Call me an ostrich and rail me from behind. That's just how it is, bro. I'm not pausing. That's just how it felt sometimes versing a Grex. I know you felt it. And if you don't, I guess you're the best player on the planet, bro. Fuck you. Okay. Let's see. Crush is secondary. I think Crush is that his pull or is that his uppercut? I think it's his uppercut. The damage is decreased. And the bonus power scaling is decreased. Slight damage decrease, nothing insane, so I'm okay with that. Gives you a little more HP when fighting him. Max healing decreased, cooldown increased. Good change. Because this ability is insane to fight this man in the lane with. I'm okay with this. It's not a super hard nerf, but it'll be noticeable, 100%. Attack speed decreased on his ultimate. Oof. Not something I thought they would do. Oof. We'll see. We'll see how Grex feels now. He'll definitely be more of a. You definitely more have to think when playing Grex now about what you should do. Howitzer has crept up a force in the mid lane, often possessing overwhelming damage once the mid game rolls around. Given his safely and ability to play. I don't know about that English right there. At longer ranges, we're reducing the general output from various sources. I'm okay with that. Howitzer definitely he had a lot of one shot potential. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. And he could keep up to you if you flashed. You, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Direct hit nerf. His passive slightly nerfed. Damn. Damn. That'll be satisfying to land. 100% mana restore. Yeah, that'll be so satisfying. Initial hit damage decreased. Additional hit magic power scaling increased from 7 to 8. And mine lifetime decreased. The slug grenades hit 150 to 110. Damn. That's a nerf. That's a nerf right there. that's definitely a nerf. It gets has largely fallen out of favor in recent times and often struggles to have a meaningful amount of agency in a match. Now that the flame turrets are less durable and more able to be picked off by opponents thanks to previous balance changes, Iggy can stand to gain some additional uptime on his turrets. What are they going to increase his HP or just make it? Oh, they just lowered the cooldown for his turns. Okay. They just lowered the cooldown. Damage increase on his passive. Okay. I'm okay with this. I don't think Iggy needs an insane buff at all. We've seen Iggy meta. Not a fan of it. Don't want it to come back. I'm okay with this. This is just a quality of life change kind of for Iggy's. Clary currently lingers on the fringes of feeling strong, but unless she is significantly ahead, can struggle to maintain her momentum as the match progresses and her opponent becomes more durable. True. The tankier her opponent gets, the harder it is to play Kalari. So giving her some intensity in the early game, some more intensity in the early game is nice. Damage increase. Tripping there, cooldown refund increased. Yeah, that's good. I'm okay with that. And gives her, oh, they gave her damage from the late game. Didn't even change anything in the early game. Okay. We'll see how it feels. Do y'all hear that? That shit is loud as hell. Kira's also receiving some augment tuning. This can embrace seeing a reduction to its damage. That's good. As a as a carry player, that is this augment fucking hurts, gang. That augment fucking hurts. So I'm perfectly okay with this nerf. I'm tired of them buffing this, bro. This is scaring me. Purchase her ultimate, right? This can be something crazy if they keep buffing this. This is like the third buff for every patch in a row. Quang's general effectiveness and presence currently allows him to serve with a strong catch-all hero, especially in the jungle, alongside some general efficacy changes to help tone him down, reductions to his general durability and burst potential. Okay, that's fine. He still does shit ton of damage. So I'm okay with him being a little bit nerfed. And it is indeed a little bit. It's not something insanely noticeable, but you will be doing less damage. Cooldown increased on his ult. Magical powers can decrease. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Good. Mortgage's ability to cause chaos, particularly in the offlane, can leave her feeling overwhelming for many heroes to face. We're targeting some balance adjustments towards mitigating some of these more frustrating elements. With her early laning strength, receiving a meaningful hit to ease up her pressure over melee heroes and allow them more opportunities to fight back in lane. Good. This bitch was oppressive in offlane. Oppressive as fuck and annoying, bro. Great. Lowered her physical power, lowered her health, lowered her physical armor growth, lowered her movement speed. Yeah, good shit. And Mark slightly nerfed. Good, bro. Good nerf. Great nerf here. This is a good change. I mean, they've had a couple other ones, but this is probably the best change yet. Morn's general durability and presence across the game makes him feel difficult to deal with, especially with the frequency at which he can charm his foes or spit out contagions to poke and stay healthy in the early lane. So what are they going to do? They're going to increase the cooldown for Contagion, increase the cooldown for Beguile, but decrease the damage for his pool. I'm okay with this. Morn was insanely strong in the wrong hands. Super fucking strong. And Contagion, if you played right, felt like it had 24/7 uptime, like a 4-second cooldown in the late game or something, bro. That's what it felt like. That's that shit is annoying to deal with. I like this change. Good change. Murdoch has largely fallen out of favor relative to other carries, often struggling to match up to their overall strength. Due to this, there's some room to increase his potency with increased movement speed, touch fired, and static track uptime in the early game. Okay, give him a little more aggression. Give him a little more aggression. This will be interesting to deal with. This will be interesting. We can probably try something with this one. Cooldown decrease on his traps. 8 seconds. Oh, it's always 8 seconds late game. 24 to 22, 20 to 18.5, 16 to 15. Yeah, that's where it rounds out right there. So it really is just like an early game. Early game buff there. Darbash, while incredibly powerful in the later stages of a match, can struggle to heavily find success in the late. In the earlier stages of a match, he's receiving some changes aimed at fortifying his early game strength. They're gonna give him. Oh, they're buffing the attack speed increase. Oh my god. Yo, team chat. Make use of this. This is really good for your carry, especially if you go Marshall. Narbash Grim with Marshall first item on Narbash. Insane combo. Like Marshall Crystal Tier. Or you can go Crystal Tier Marshall. And then you can build like, fucking what's it called? Windbreaker? It's like a thing that gives you more movement speed when you I forgot what the item's called. Wind Caller. Don't sleep on Narbash Grim. Insane combo, especially since they're buffing this. Damage taken, mana restore increased. I like that. That's good. He runs out of mana really fast early game. Dunk damage increased. Damn, that shit already hurts. It's only increased by like 10 though. So it's just like, hey, I'm here, but now I'm really here. I'm really there to perform now. Cooldown decrease for March and mana cost decrease. This is great. Narbash needed a slight buff. I like that. Alongside the mana cost, her blink to enable more proactive movement. Phage is also receiving some bug fixes that prevented her telekinetic link from interacting correctly. It has been interesting. It has been a little weird. She can now correctly pull allies that are within other pull effects, such as Gideon's Black Hole or Ren's Mortal Coil. Wow, I didn't know she couldn't pull out of those. I didn't know that was a bug. But she can't pull allies out of Fear or Charm. Interesting. I like that change, actually. I do like that. Phase to be able to completely counter Boris and Morn is insane. That's an insane counter pick. I am okay with this change. Or bug fix, I should say. I didn't even know you could do that. Rampage continues to show presence on the battlefield, especially when he can function successfully, not just in the jungle, but support and offlane too. On the laning front, he's receiving reductions to his early game strength, reducing the potency of his early all-in trades that hit exceptionally hard, while also trimming off some of the durability at his level 6 spike on the more general front. Okay? I think Narbash was really, really strong. I think he's still good. This kind of just puts him in that good place, It's like, okay, I got a rampage on my team, babe. You're never gonna be like, fuck, I have a rampage, bro. It's over. Fuck, I have a rampage. You're never gonna do that. Boulder throw damage and amplified decreased. That's okay, because that's 80% is a lot of damage. I know a couple people that are gonna be very upset at this change, but 10%, you're not gonna notice it too much. You're not gonna notice it. It already hits hard as fuck. Boulder throw. Okay, now then they decrease the damage of boulder throw. Only by 5 though. Only by 5 at all ranks. It looks like, yeah. Cooldown increased as well. For the late game. Early game is still the same. Late game it gets increased by like half a second, then 1 second. Not an insane change, still okay. Damage decrease on the pounce. It does scale heavily with HP and it's only 5. Temporary health decrease. This is okay. This is a solid. This is one of those good nerfs. You know, it's not gonna put the character into the dirt. But you'll definitely be seeing the character a little less when it comes to strength wise. But people who play this character are still gonna perform greatly because he's still great. Though she possesses a relatively vulnerable and weak early game that various mages can punish, Rena's ability to become an overwhelming threat should she manage to safely scale a little much to deal with in fights. Yeah, you think? You fucking think? I like this executing. I love that. I love that. I love that. The ability already doesn't do any damage, but just having it have an execute that scales infinitely is insane. So I'm glad they nerfed it. That's good nerf. Stupid the secondary, the fucking the mana cost increased, current health damage soul threshold increased. Wow. I'm actually surprised they increased that. I'm actually surprised. Damage per hit on her ult decreased. Beautiful. Low health target damage amplification decreased. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't even think she... Yo, hot take. I don't think she needs this on her ult. I don't think she needs to do more damage to lower somebody has HP in her ult. She already has an execute, and she already hits pretty hard. Don't think this is necessary. But if they completely remove it, people are gonna rampage because she already has it. People are gonna crash out. Revenant alongside some increases to the efficacy of Obliterate in the later stages of a match to ensure it remains a meaningful ability to use. Revenant Spectre Bounty Augment is not only receiving a buff fix, but further changes to reinforce its strength as a dueling augment that can enable an early snowball if he wishes to risk it. The consistency strength of his other options. What did they change? It should now grant physical power magic when killing target in another round. See, I thought it was weird. I definitely thought it was weird. At sometimes I felt like I didn't get a stack. At sometimes I felt like I only got one stack and not the other. So I'm glad that they fixed it. I'm definitely glad that they fixed it. Didn't know it was bugged. I wasn't sure if it was bugged, but I did notice. It now permanently grants 4 physical power and 4 magic power when killing a target in the round, plus the stolen stat amount. That's... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, that's actually huge. Chat, that's huge. This is gigantic. This is a fat buff. I'm finna be playing Revenant to see... Boy... We'll see how that goes. Percentage enemy power stolen gained on kill decreased from 50% to 25%. That's okay. That's fine. Perfectly fine, bro. Perfectly fine, bro. They increased the power scale, the scaling on his Obliterate, and more additional on hit damage. Revenant might be back to the Menace era. We'll see. Sarah's currently struggles to find impact in the offlane and is receiving some small adjustments to better let her navigate laning duels. Okay. Nothing crazy. Cooldown decrease on Heaven's Fury. I don't think this was necessary. They could have... I don't think... They could have gave her more damage on her winged attack. This, I don't think was necessary. It'll be okay, though. Mana cost decreased on her fly to the sky. Symbia's ability to stand her ground in the early levels of the lane, thanks to her durability, can make her difficult to take winning trades against for many opponents. Yeah, it's not easy to have a fair trade with the Symbi. She has a shit ton of poke. She also has a shield, and they decrease the shield. So yeah. Terra's another offlaner struggling to keep pace in the offlane. With the meter of her matchup is feeling lackluster compared to threats such as Crunch Grux. She struggles to keep down and duel once her later stages of the lane roll around. Some increases to the Ruthless toss damage as well as the durability offered in her late game are being granted. Okay, I like that. I love Terra as a character. I love that she's getting love. So this is good. Damage increase on Ruthless Assault. 10 damage at all ranks. That's pretty good. I like that. That's pretty good. True damage increase as well is also great. 150 to 170 in the late game. It's going to be a huge change in damage right there. She's getting more physical armor when she ults as well. I like it. I definitely like it. It's only in the late game though. Mid to late game. But mostly late game because you're not leveling your ult too often. So it's mostly in the late game. Still good though. The phase and other heroes having some augment tuning. Currently, Verdant Embrace is outputting too much healing in the late game. Really, contributing to too much sticking power of her team and the inability for opponents to come back from a deficit through utilizing superior range and poke. I'm actually surprised. I didn't see it used too often. I can see it being good with the right character. Or the right person playing her. I didn't see it used that often though. Interesting. Ability haste increased. Duration increased. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, bro. That's pretty good, bro. Please. Don't nerf me, bro. Don't do it. No. Currently, it's a little too easy for Twinblast to chill back in lane and farm himself out of bad scenarios from afar with Vortex grenades, especially when he uses his grenade or augment and can spam them more frequently. To provide it for a sharper trade-off here, it hits the cost of Vortex grenade is needed. Okay, that's fine. Okay. That's all it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we're safe. I'm not worried about that. I didn't use this augment too much anyway. It's a good augment. I didn't use it that much though. Thank you. I'm okay with that. Oh, fuck. Summon the Twin Blast, right? There's another hero that can just, stay back and farm. So they're, ooh. I haven't seen this a change like this yet. Ooh. That's gonna hurt a little bit. It's gonna be a little different playing Wave. A little different. What Yin got going on? Is she getting nerfed or buffed? A lot of Yin's current strength can be found in the Storm of Salvation augment, great augment, thanks to the uptime and healing it provides, making her feel rather oppressive in specific matches. However, Yin's general impact in the jungle can be difficult to feel into the late game. As a result, we're normalizing some of the strength by providing more room for her to take fights with her ultimate in the early game. Okay. I'm okay with that. She didn't need any kind of crazy buff. Storm of Salvation decrease for non-hero healing, wind burn extension. Ooh, I'm still okay with that. As a person who plays GN, I'm still okay with that. It did feel really long with that extra 2 seconds, and then only nerfed to about 0.5. I'm actually really okay with that. On hit for her passive, on hit hero increase from 3 to 4. That's solid. All right, that's good. You're right. The previous round of changes to Yuri have afforded her with greater combat consistency, but have pushed her slightly too far in terms of strength. When operated by a skillful player, thanks to her ability to remain elusive in fights with multiple dashes and leaps. To combat this, we're decreasing the general damage output of successive dashes to further ensure her burst potential is on the lower end of assassins. Okay. She doesn't need to burst as much as somebody like Kalari does, when she can just keep using her dash over and over again. Especially with a lot of ability, she can spam the fuck out of that shit. Decent nerf. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that's gonna get you quivering. Zinx currently falls short of the strength of other supports and can often feel like she lacks significant agency to impact the match unless she is already in a winning position. To help with this, we're granting her some general strength and utility increases. This is true. If she's not already winning in lane or in the match, she can definitely feel kind of useless. I definitely understand what they mean by that. Even though she's really impressive when she's winning, and she's really pointless when she's not. So I understand that. They're increasing the initial damage of bad medicine. They're increasing the initial slow. I don't know if I could tell, but I just, I just saved a little bit. When I saved, I got me a little razor. You know what I'm saying? Initial damage increased, initial slow increased, and explosion radius increased. Damage over time, magical power scaling increased. Ugh, I hate that. Ugh, even if she needed it, I hate that. That's gonna be annoying. Fuck. I'd rather they buff this again. I hate her poke. Her poke is annoying. Okay, a couple quality life changes for a couple tier 2 items. That's good. Thunder Strength is now able to be built from short sword, meaning items such as augmentation have a healthier build path. Yeah, instead of a saber, I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. I think it was a saber. Pretty sure, yeah. I like that. That's a good change. Eviscerator. Small tuning of the stats for Eviscerator with a shifting of strength slightly with healing to attack speed to ensure. Okay. I'm okay with them. That's good. That's good. Eviscerator is really strong. And this just kind of just rounds it out. Perfectly okay with the slight change here. 2% for 2%. Icebringer nerfed on minions and monsters. I'm perfectly okay with that. Stormbreaker, is it getting buffed? It is. It is getting buffed. More flat power, more damage on its passive, and more scaling on its passive, but slightly less attack speed. It might feel pretty fucking good now. It might feel pretty with that extra with that extra 5 power, with this extra 15 damage and this extra 5% scaling. It might hurt. We're gonna have to try that out. It might hurt. Also, why isn't, I think a Lightning Hawk should be called this and Stormbringer should be called the other one. I don't know. Or Stormbreaker. I don't know. They just have kind of similar names. Similar to Stormbreaker, Viper's getting an on-hit buff. Okay. That's fine. Viper wasn't used very much. It was used a little bit. You saw it. You saw Viper, definitely. But it's not something you get every game, for sure. Dread is getting buffed. Dude, this is gigantic. Because it's like never used. And it's a solid item, bro. 50 power, 10 pin, more armor. I like that. I'm okay with this being removed. That's fine. This is a great buff right here. This is a great buff. Spirit of Desolation is getting buffed. That's okay. It wasn't used too much. What are they saying down here? What? Unlock more combination of builds for such as Uric, Galari, or try. And to try or Greystone if you're feeling spicy. Okay. That's funny. That's pretty funny. Decent change. Decent change. You're still not going to see it insanely often, but you're definitely going to see it a little more as people try things. As I try things, because I try new things all the time. Whoa. 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 There's a lot happening here. Completely remove the penetration. Give it 50 power. Give it 15 haste. Give it 15 lifesteal. But change the attack speed back to 35. Whoa. A lot just happened. Giving it no pin is a huge change, but giving it more lifesteal, more haste, and more power is also a huge change. Sonic Echoes receiving a change in its stats, no longer possessing physical penetration, but in return specializing its stats more in the physical power, haste, and lifesteal. Likewise, the Duplicity effect now increases total attack speed, meaning it now benefits from additional attack speed purchases or hero buffs. This is being done to better solidify its identity. Okay. It can cook. It was already slightly cooking. It can cook into something now. That's interesting. I'm okay with that change. That's going to be fun to use. I have to work in 17 minutes and I'm still recording. Fuck. Guy Greaves is getting an increase in stats. Or shift, I should say. Slightly nerfed to this, slightly buffed to that. That's okay. That's not anything insane. It wasn't used too often anyway. But I can definitely understand what they mean right here. Miss Metal Buglers getting a magical power increase. Armor. That's good. That's good. Magical heroes, they definitely hurt right now. Colossal Cleave now deals 1.5% max health physical damage to the primary target. This damage is affected by oh my god. Overlord's gonna feel strong. It's gonna feel really strong. Health decrease, that's okay. Magical strikes on hit damage decreased. Damn. Slight nerf to my Twin Blast build there. That's okay though. It felt really strong, especially in Bellica. Mobility power scan decreased, that's fine. Dawnstar is it getting a buff? It is. It is getting a buff. Crusader attack speed increased to 35%. Duration increased and physical armor increased, but 50 less HP. Dynamo's getting buffed. I like that. That's a good change. I like Dynamo. Similar to the other magical items, Galaxy Greaves is receiving a boost with magical armor, but in line with its service, a standalone magical armor item for supports rather than them feeling like they need to stack multiple. Okay, that's good. 10, that's pretty good. A lot of sports actually do use this item, so that's actually a pretty solid buff. Not gonna complain about that one. Elefrost continues to struggle to feel as relevant as Fire Blossom for the heroes it should be suited best to, such as Severog and Aurora. To help with this, we're increasing its general potency and making it stronger at a standalone physical armor item, making subsequent non-physical armor options flexible, as well as increasing the general potency of its slow effect to feel more impactful. I like that. I'm a huge fan of Elefrost. I always bet Elefrost on Severog and other tanky-esque offlaners or junglers, and sometimes supports, but I don't play support at all. I'm definitely okay with this change. Solid change, good. More armor, less HP, less cost, longer slow, and more damage on the slow. I like it. Or on the Frostblade effect. Fire Blossom is getting an HP nerf, but a physical armor buff. That's still pretty good. Stonewall added 80% health regen. Okay. Stonewall currently struggles to feel uniquely defined as the anti-burst, anti-poke, anti-physical armor option for tanks when compared to options like Ward's Faith. Yeah, I understand that. So, just being able to heal while having it is pretty good. And that's about it. There's a couple bug fixes. I'm not going to read all these individually. You can read bug fixes yourself. They'll be removing a random chance to receive opals from Quantum Cores, instead introducing a new reward track that grants opals at a predictable milestones as you open Quantum Cores. Okay. So instead of getting opals in Quantum Cores, as you open a specific amount of Quantum Cores, you will receive guaranteed opals. I like that. Getting opals in Quantum Cores sucks. There's so many better things you can get. Yeah, I like that. Platinum, we've also made a difficult decision to take Platinum out of both Quantum and Ion Loot Cores, as it was having a larger impact on the water community than we intended. We're always working hard to ensure that we strike a healthy balance between delivering a highly rewarding player experience while also minding our sustainability as a company, and we feel that this change helps us ensure that both these points remain met. I'm okay with that. I wasn't really worried about getting Platinum in one of these cores. It's gambling. I don't want Platinum. I want to gamble. Drop rates all got increased except for the rare drop in the Quantum cores. That's good. It would no longer propose to receive 30 Platinum from an Ion core. I love that. Not really worried about 30 Platinum. Not really worried about it. Every 8 Quantum cores, you get 300 opals. That's good. You will have a 5.5% of dropping more Quantum cores. Uncommon skins reduced on legendary recalls. I'm okay with that. I'm not really worried about recalls. Legendary skins reduced, that sucks. But they don't have too many in the game, so it's also okay. It will be possible for 100 opal to drop. That's good. And you can't get Platinum in a Quantum core. But since you can't get these two in the cores anymore, they had to reduce the chances of the higher things. So that's okay. Thank you for reading and being part of the community that helps us shape the game and its updates. We have so much work in the works for the future, so stay tuned and keep an eye on our socials. And that's it, bro. That's it. We made it to the end. How far are we? 49 minutes in. God damn. God, y'all voted overwhelmingly to see this stuff, so it's going to get uploaded. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. I don't know who I'm gonna be playing. Live stream tomorrow, 10:30 CDT my time. 10:30 CDT. Change T30 to 10:30 your time. Don't know what it is for you. 10:30 AM CDT. See you in the next one.